Well, if you're playing Genshin Impact for a while now, then you must know about these monsters who are spread across everywhere in Teyvat. Yes, I'm talking about Hilichurls. Well, even if Hilichurls look like monsters, there was a time when they were humans, right? But what happened? How they turned into these monsters? Or you can say, how are they humans? Like, do you have any proof or something like that? Well, to answer these questions, I made this video about the true origin of Hilichurls. But before starting off this video, please do subscribe our channel for more Genshin content. So I'll start with the first question. What are Hilichurls? Well, they are the primitive humanoid monsters that can be found all across Teyvat. Most people have already given up trying to communicate with the Hilichurls, believing that they are monsters simply incapable of communication. But let's talk about some facts from Hilichurls' cultural customs. It contains the investigations and observations into the cultural customs of Hilichurls by the poet Laureate of Hilichurlian, which was written by Jacob Musk, a Mondstadt ecologist. Yes, the father of the famous Elon Musk. Well, this volume features the social structure and characteristics of the Hilichurls. So let's look at the Hilichurlian social structure. So the book observes that the social structure of the race is primitive and tribal one. Small-sized tribes can generally be found into the wilderness. It further says that the shaman are the most powerful figure in the tribe. They are the oldest member of the tribe and act as a guardian or parent figure to the tribe, managing major affairs like policy and decision making. Additionally, shamans act as a protector to their tribe using their elemental abilities. A further identifying feature is that they will be heard chanting to themselves some form of unintelligible hymn or incantations. They can be identified by their distinctive appearance from other tribe members, like they wear horned smiling faces mask with eye holes at the mouth and wield a shaman's staff in their hands, I guess. However, in some tribes, physically larger Hilichurls, or you can say lava churls or metachurls, with superior combat abilities take the role of the leaders. Such tribe leaders tend to be more hostile in nature. Furthermore, Hilichurls seem to have a unique ability to manipulate the elements despite their low intelligence and primitive social structure. The ability is most notably manifested in the shamans. Now let's talk about Hilichurls' spirituality. Just like humans, Hilichurls also engage in spiritual activities, but unlike mortals who worship a living entity from the seven, Hilichurls worship the element itself. They do not recognize the seven. Shaman is their spiritual leader and leads them into song and dance and perform the sacrifices. Hilichurls have not developed any form of written artifact. The crude form of an art that can be found bear no originality, but they draw what they have seen or observed. Hilichurls have more affinity for ruins, and it's one of their preferred location of a camp. Though a direct link between Hilichurls and ancient civilization has not been established yet. Now let's talk about the observation. From what I have observed in the game or from the literature, that Hilichurls possesses similar traits to Stone Age Homo sapiens. Even though sapiens lack the ability to write or build off complex relationships, some form of rudimentary art and culture can be found in cave paintings and historical sites. Their tribal society and customs also bear striking similarity to primitive human society. Even though it may seem that Hilichurls are mindless, they do possess basic intelligence, and shamans have the ability to manipulate elements without needing to use a vision like humans. And that's amazing, to be honest. Some researchers even point to the fact that Hilichurls are afraid to see their own reflection in the water. Hilichurls are always fond of wearing a mask, and they have developed the Hilichurlian language, which is their mean of communication between tribe members and other tribes. Even though the language itself is not complex but suffices the daily needs. They are an agrarian society. They are involved in some form of agriculture and can be seen raising livestock for consumption purpose. Hilichurls use different primitive tools and weapons. They also use different form of architecture in their designs and structures. Hilichurls' presence has been recorded for more than 1,000 years, though as recently as 500 years they have begun to spread in large numbers across the land. So what's my theory and conclusion? Well, from the above observation, it can be concluded that Hilichurls bear similarities to humans. Even though they have been present for thousands of years, their true origin is yet unknown and never has been recorded by any civilization. It has also been recorded that there has been a surge in their population 500 years ago. But question is, what happened 500 years ago? Well, there is an event now referred as the cataclysm or the catastrophe. The ancient kingdom of Kandria fell. We know that a lot of monsters spread across the cataclysm that plagued the earth, but how it is concerned or connected to the surge in Hilichurlian population is still unknown. And for that, we first need to understand the fact that there has been several ancient civilizations prior to Kandria. These ancient civilizations were prosperous and successful. Their remnants can still be found in the form of ruins across Teyvat. But what happened to these ancient civilizations? Well, And look at this dragon spine's mural room. It looks like an ancient painting of an ancient civilization, and we can observe that whenever civilization prospers so much that it challenges the domain of Celestia or the very existence of God, they just disappear. As in the case of the dragon spine civilization, Sky Forest Nail, a pillar from Celestia, was dropped upon them as punishment for questioning the heaven's authority, turning the land into a region of endless snowstorms. So every time humans dare overstep their mortal authority, Celestia steps in and destroys them. But what happened to the human population? Before the fall of Khandria, it was ruled by the Eclipse dynasty. There was a tribe of Hilichurls in Dada Upa's Gorge that goes by the name Eclipse tribe. Furthermore, Dada Upa's Gorge houses another important location is the Sword Cemetery, which witnessed the battle against the monsters of Khandria. So connecting the dots, it is logical to infer that Hilichurls are not only human-like, but they were humans at some point of time. It is the punishment by the god that turned the human population of ancient civilizations into Hilichurls. Irony is that God took away their superior intellect and technology and pushed them back several centuries into a primitive society. The very superior intellect and technology they used to challenge the gods. Even though Hilichurls have notable connection or affinity towards Khandria, they are not the part of the Abyss Order. But yes, it is also true that the members of Abyss Order are the outcome of the fall of Khandria, and many Hilichurls can easily communicate with members of Abyss Order, and it may be assumed or concluded that Hilichurls were human at some point in time. Same cannot be said about the Abyss Order, as their true origin is still shrouded in lots of speculations. I think Abyss Order monsters were created as an outcome of Gold's experiments. That would explain Denslev's hatred towards the Abyss, given that the art of Kemia was one of the driving factor of Khandria's fall. And there you have it, guys. This was my complete theory about Hilichurls, if they are humans or not. Comment down your opinions below that what do you think about this, and I will see you in the next one.